Hare Krishna. So we discussed about what happens in the day of Brahma, what happens at the night of Brahma. So let's continue the same discussion, and Krishna is going to enlighten us more on this topic in shloka number 19. Bhutagramah sa evayam bhutva bhutva praliyate रात्रगमे वशः पार्थ प्रभवन्त्य अहर agame. Here it is said that Prabhavanti ahar agame. When Brahma's day arrives, what happens? Bhuta gramaha sa eva ayam. All the living entities, bhutva bhutva, again and again come into being. And then Ratri Agame, when the Brahma's night arrives, when the day ends and when the night starts, what happens? Avashaha praliyate, helplessly, automatically, praliyate, they're annihilated. So it is said here that in the day of Brahma, the living entities, they take birth. And at the night of Brahma, all of them are annihilated. So let's see some more details to this particular topic. The less intelligent who try to remain within this material world may be elevated to higher planets and then again must come down to this planet Earth. So this has been a very alluring thing for people in the Vedic times. They will do a lot of yajna, they will do a lot of rituals to get more and more punya so that they can go to heavenly planets and enjoy there. They'll say also that when the person dies, people say that the person got Swargavas, the person has gone to Swarga. So that's what people would aim at. Even when it comes to other faiths, people aim at what? Going to heavenly planet. But then here it is very, very clear that even this heavenly planet, this Swarga Loka, is just part of this material world. And it goes on to say that anyone who goes there having some n number of pious credits, when those pious credits reduce and finally get exhausted, the person has to come down again to this planet Earth. So, where is the question of getting a permanent residence in the heavenly planet? So, there is nothing that is permanent in this world. And guess what? Even the heavenly planet is also not permanent. So, it's a very unintelligent decision to aspire to go to heavenly planets to have some enjoyment. So that's what is given here. During the daytime of Brahma, they can exhibit their activities on higher and lower planets within this material world, but at the coming of Brahma's night, they are all annihilated. In the day, they receive various bodies for material activities, and at night, they no longer have bodies but remain compact in the body of Vishnu. So what happens in the day of Brahma? So in the day of Brahma, all the material bodies are created. And the living entities, they do various activities, which we technically call it as karma. And based on the punya and papa, the person's destination is decided. Either heavenly planet or hellish planet or on the planet Earth. That is Bhuloka. So it all depends on the karma aspect. How much punya credits or how much papa credits the person has. So based on that, the person will get some body. Either very, very beautiful, strong body in the heavenly planet, or the most ugly and the most torturous body in the hellish planet, or somewhere in between in Bhuloka, that is an earthly planet. So this is all, and it's not about just one birth. Many, many times the person takes birth. I mean, there are different bodies that the person will take in one day of Brahma. But at the night of Brahma, what happens? At the night of Brahma, all these bodies which are there, all of them are annihilated. Everything that is material is annihilated. In the previous video, we made it very clear that there are 14 planetary systems, and the 7 planetary systems below, starting from Atala to Patala, and the Bhuloka, Bhuarloka and Swargaloka, all of them are annihilated at the night of Brahma. What remains is from Maharloka till Satyaloka, the 4 planets above. Only they remain. And even they get annihilated at the time of Brahma's death. When Brahma's life ends, At that time, the entire universe, everything that is material is annihilated. So here, what happens at the night of Brahma? The material body is annihilated, everything material is annihilated. So where will the spirit souls go? The spirit souls take shelter in the body of Mahavishnu. So they go into dormant state. And again, when the day arrives, again when Brahma wakes up from his sleep, again he creates, the material bodies are created. And at that time, those dormant spirit souls are again injected into this material world, into various bodies. And that's how again they resume wherever they left in their past life. I mean, they resume the action and reaction of karma that was done. So in this way, we understand in the day of Brahma, there are bodies which are given. So the taking birth happens basically. Material bodies are given. And not just once, many times, multiple times this happens. But at the night of Brahma, once for all, the material bodies are annihilated. And only in the next day of Brahma, the material bodies are created. That's what is given here. Ultimately, when Brahma's life is finished, they are all annihilated and remain unmanifest for millions and millions of years. And when Brahma is born again in another millennium, they are again manifest. So at the end of life of Brahma, same thing will happen, where all the living entities, they become dormant in the body of Mahavishnu. But then, here one thing needs to be understood very clearly, that it is not going to happen immediately. The creation is not going to happen immediately. For many millions of years, the living entities will remain in dormant state. When it comes to night time of Brahma, maybe for some time they are there in the dormant state, in the body of Mahavishnu. But at the end of life of Brahma, they remain for a long time in the dormant state. And finally, again when Brahma appears from the navel of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu on the lotus flower, then finally everything will start. But the time span between Brahma's current life ending and the next life starting, there's a huge gap that is there. And for that huge gap, the living entities are there in a dormant state in the body of Mahavishnu. So here it is said finally, in this way they are captivated by the spell of material world. But those intelligent persons who take to Krishna consciousness use the human life fully in devotional service of the Lord. Thus they transfer themselves even in this life to spiritual planet of Krishna and become eternally blissful there, not being subjected to such rebirths. Hope we have understood now. There are two types of rebirths basically. One is soul transmigration that is happening. That is, this body we quit and we accept another body based on our karma. This is one type of rebirth that is happening. Another type of rebirth is at the end of life of Brahma, all the spirit souls are in dormant state in the body of Vishnu, and then in the daytime of Brahma, he creates the bodies, and that's how again the living entities are injected into those bodies. So in both the cases, what is happening? Rebirth. So what is so good about it? Intelligent person who is there, he'll think, why should I get stuck in the cycle of birth and rebirth, birth and death? Why can't I break the cycle of birth and death? Is it possible to break the cycle of birth and death? Is there any way? Yes. Human life is given for only this purpose, so that we can break the cycle of birth and death. See, in animal form, we cannot break the cycle of birth and death. Animals don't have intelligence. They don't have that higher intelligence to inquire about the higher things. But human beings have. And the only goal of human life, many times people ask, what is the goal of human life? Only goal, there's only one goal in human life. That is to break the cycle of birth and death and go back, home back to Godhead, to Lord Sri Krishna in this very lifetime. This is what is the goal. So it's a very important thing to meditate on, that am I really utilizing this human form, or am I really doing justice to this rare opportunity that is given to me in this human form? If yes, then what am I doing? If no, then better I start doing it. And one of the easiest ways, or the only way to go back home back to God in this age of Kali Yuga, is chanting the holy names of Lord Krishna with complete focus, attention, love and devotion to Lord Krishna. That is, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This one process of chanting of the holy names of the Lord in the age of Kali Yuga will get everything. We'll be able to break the cycle of birth and death, and before Brahma's night begin, or before Brahma dies, we'll go back home back to Godhead and we'll be safe. So in this way, Krishna has described this very, very wonderfully. Now after this, Krishna is going to talk about another world that we all are unaware of. We have been living this material world for a long time, but there's another world which we all are unaware of, and that world is the abode of Lord Krishna. So let's see that description in the next video. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.